let's have a little look then. Let's check that this is working, and then we're gonna do this. Why can't I go to me? Really? I can't go to my own channel. That feels weird. Feels wrong. Surely I can just... Okay. Can I show chat on here? Okay, I don't think chat's showing very well on here anyway, so it's not even like the best way of doing it, is it? It's better just keep on my phone anyway. Okay. Just make sure this is working. I'm gonna keep talking. I can get my own stream up. Then I'll get the chat. Now keep the chat up. I'll just mute it and get chat up after that. Yeah, sounds working. Okay. Okay. I think we're ready. Okay. I think we're ready. Copy link. Let's see. All right. Right. Hello. Hello. uh, I don't think I will wipe, but it's not like riskless E4 because it's a bit of a fun one. There's a bit like some of it I've just said, oh yeah, that's not happening, but it's not risky. It's just like crit into spadef drop or something like that, or like crit into spadef drop crit stuff. And it's like or like double crit status condition and things. Is that optional? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just kind of clicked a few moves, and suddenly he was dead. And I had another mon in my box. It was actually like I was so scuffed. I didn't even bother trying. I couldn't see any. I was like, oh, should I just try and run it calculus and just for the fun of it? I was like, no, I just want to get on with it. Um, I think I had two Neuvones in my party because I've got a shiny one in my box, and I still had that in my party, so I just picked another one out. So I just spamming moves until I beat it. Um, right, I just spoiled the team a bit, didn't I? Okay, I'm not going. I mean, that's the team. I think if it's just you two in there, then you know anyway. Um, Let me get into the calc because I have everything in the calc right now. Um, uh, oh my god, I've got so much in. I need to put all my stuff on the party because otherwise it's gonna be really annoying. Um, I've already done everything. I just took it off while I was planning that optional fight. So I had to take it all of the party out. I'll put you in last. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. No, this is just a challenge run where I've just got to the E4 with the normal box, and now, I mean, at the moment, if you might see a bit of the calc, depending on how big your screen is, I've put in basically any restricted and my box, and I think I still have Hothouse available. So like I've got loads of stuff in here at the moment, and it's just going to be how many times can I beat this Elite Four with like this box. I'll get to pick two restricteds each time, um, because that's what people tend to do when they approach the E4. They will tend to generally, I mean, some people don't. Some people grab it as they go, but you kind of pick two restricteds out either once you've planned E4, or once you get there. Um, and there's a pod. So oh no, I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? I'm missing Magnetone. So that's what I'm doing. This is just one. I want to do. I was going to do like a big stream with multiple back to back, just straight away, just randomly. Um, but this team was fun. Um, the box does look good. I mean, obviously it looks even better with 50 restrictors in here. Well, I mean, there might be like 20. But the actual mons itself that I got aren't bad at all. I've got a lot of answers, so I think I will still be able to do after this one. Once I come away from just worrying about uniques and stuff, I'll still be able to get a good 4 elite teams built and do like a back to back to back to back stream. Um, yeah, I've got a save state before I caught Blacephalon and stuff, so I still have the Master Ball. Um, just to make life easier. So I have a save state, and then I'm just going to keep saving from this because it just makes it easier to calc, and then I can go back to the save state and yeah, repeat it like this. If I could also save this file and rename it and keep it here, but it's yeah, I've already thought about that. I can make another one here just in case I somehow lose it. What do I want? It doesn't matter. Okay. I've just set up the team and everything, and I've done items. So yeah, the team kind of heat. I think 6 uniques it would be if it was someone running it on the sheet. Gallistopod does some cool stuff in this first fight. It's actually probably the best fight for it. Actually gets to attack in this fight. um, Blacephalon, Gardevoir is going to be cool. Trace actually does some stuff on a couple of these fights. Yeah, she did see Encore, unfortunately. Uh, I won't use. I don't. No, it's good here, but it's also kind of cool in some of the situations that it gets used. So I don't think it's it's still E4 from me. You can tell when you see that, but I won't be spamming it on other E4s because the other E4s will have stronger teams. This is a bit of a mix of stuff that are kind of forced in because they're unique, and Encore just helps glue together teams like that. So yeah, you got Pangoro as well. Oh, I need to do PP maxes just in case because something like Pangoro has not a lot of PP. Meloetta, and you might notice that Meloetta is frostbitten with an Asper Berry because uh, we are going to be doing bug abuse on one of the Sydney fights if we get it. The other one it doesn't come up, but one of them we will be doing it. Um, I didn't think I was going to because I didn't have an on nerve off risk one, but then seeing Sauer say yesterday that actually some of the berries do work, it changed things here. So yeah, let me just PP max everything, and I also got Pangoro pre-damage, not for the first fight, but for the second fight. It might not come out in this first fight, or might not take any damage in this first fight, so I had to do it early. And then I've rebinded the Pokeball button so that I don't heal. It's also really important not to heal Gliscopod. Gliscopod has to be certain HP ranges. Oh, I need to go and buy normal potions actually, so I make sure I have enough of that like small healing to heal Gliscopod normally. Because I can't ever heal Gliscopod to full until no, I can't ever heal it to full after this fight. And I can't like after this fight on one of the Phoebes Gliscopod doesn't come out, so I have to have it lower to be ready for the fight afterwards and stuff. So there was actually quite a bit of thought that went into this Gliscopod stuff, but it kind of fell into place very easily because there's so many moves that do like 20 to 25% on Gliscopod in this Elite Four. You can get quite easy switches and double switch on some things, some of these fights. Okay. Yeah, play roughs in the third slot, so that's fine. Let me just go and buy normal potions, so I definitely have enough of those. I'll take a free one. Oh, I already got it. Trying to be stingy. I don't think I need that many. Okay. I know I have orange berries and stuff, so that'll be fine. Right, the team is out for the first fight for Sydney. I don't know if I have a preference. It's like Tailwind Sydney shows off the bug, but has a little bit of risk. Trick Room Sydney, I think, it has a lot of bad odds and stuff, but it always ends up going into the same thing. There's about 4 different lines that can happen, but it always ends up being pretty free. So I don't really have a preference here. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. Just checking my notes for the pre-fight to make sure that we're fine. And we should be fine. Gliscopod always takes damage in this fight, so it goes below what it needs to be for the next one. So we're good. Okay. Alright, yeah. Okay. So both fights here start the same. Magnezone is going to be Volt switching out. I just need to check if it's Tailwind. And actually, they always Volt switch out into Gliscopod. So we'll see what we get here. And we're also gonna, I guess, I don't know how much analytic has been stress tested in this because obviously in vanilla, I know it's supposed to do the 30% if something switches out and things like that. And I don't know if like it gives analytic boost for switching calcs or if it gives it for midterm but not post KO things like that. So there might be some dodgy stuff here because Magnezone runs analytic for a few of these fights. So who knows what can happen? I don't know. It's not actually that common in the game, so I don't know how much it's been used or how much people have gone through it. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. So Moltres obviously wants to click its status move. I am just going to Volt Switch. If it's Trick Room, obviously has negative priority. It's going to be moving afterwards. If it's Tailwind, we'll see it straight away. Okay, it's Trick Room. Okay, so no bug abuse here. The bug abuse was going to kill Roaring Moon in Tailwind, which is kind of cool. But we're not going to be bug abusing here. We are still going to be going into the Gliscopod, which is holding an Assault Vest, which is the only time it's not holding a berry. And that does look like range where Sucker Punch KOs. So I had what I will still do here because maybe it doesn't. Is click Sucker Punch, and there was a way I had a slightly different line, probably slightly better line. If Sucker Punch doesn't kill, because Moltres is going for Sucker Punch here at +1, it doesn't see Air Slash, so it has to use the last chance because I'm outspeeding Trick Room. So I was going to Sucker Punch and only do a little bit of damage, and then KO at the turn afterwards, so I stalled another turn. But it doesn't actually matter. It just means that Grimmsnarl comes in a turn early, but it's when I switch into it, it's still Trick Room ends. So I would have had a line where basically Grimstyle comes out last and gets chain killed, but it's fine. We'll go for Sucker Punch. It probably kills. It does like 11%, so that looks like 11% to me. It doesn't kill. Okay, so we get the Grimstyle, we get the chain kill line. So yeah, so now it can't click Sucker Punch. It's got negative. It's got minus score in now. So it doesn't matter what I click here. It's just KO it with not Sucker Punch, I guess. Each life. Right, so now it's always Victini, and that was turn 3 of Trick Room. Victini comes in for highest damage. Gliscopod 1v1s everything in this, even more so when it has the Assault Vest and is in Trick Room. It 1v1s everything. It 2-hit KOs everything. It even fast 2-hit KOs Victini on the Trick Room, but Victini is highest damage, so it should be Victini here. Yeah. Room service doesn't matter. I still outspeed in Trick Room. And now it's Volt, V-Create and Bolt Strike are both 2-hit KOs, but it's going to click V-Create because it's 100% accurate with Victory Star. Bolt Strike isn't. I just let it hit me and I get some chip onto it. And I don't click Liquidation here because Liquidation could crit kill and it makes things more awkward. So I just click Leech Life. And crit V-Create never KOs. V-Create always triggers emergency exit. Okay, and I'm going to exit into Pangoro. So now Pangoro with Sucker Punch is just a KO. And it's still Trick Room up, so it's not trying to click Trick Room or anything. This should be the last turn of Trick Room. Okay, now on Pangoro. Again, Pangoro actually OHKOs everything in this fight except for Moltres with this Expert Belt set. Trick Room goes back to normal. So there's Absol. And Pangoro is brave because I wanted to bait this Absol. Absol is 118 speed. Pangoro was originally adamant, and I got to this fight, and I was like, oh, wait, I can go brave under speed, and it makes Absol come out for fast OHKO, which is better than anything else than it default into the back or anything like that, because Absol is way easier to manipulate. The pre-damage doesn't actually matter here. It would have been crit kill, even if I wasn't pre-damaged. Pre-damage is for the next fight. But yeah, now this Absol now sees as fast OHKO because I went brave. So it's going to be clicking close combat. So I can switch into Blacephalon, which is obviously immune to close combat. Yeah. And now it's always Sucker Punch. It sees KO with Night Slash as well, but it's slower than me, so it's going to go for the fast kill. And now I switch into Gliscopod, which will make Sucker Punch fail. And First Impression is +2. So First Impression goes before Sucker Punch, and it KOs here. And because Gliscopod's still... Oh, did I forget that there could be a bad odds here? No, I'm not in any 9th roll ranges except for Guzzlord and I 2-hit KO it. No, we're fine. No, I checked that, I guess. I don't think I checked that, but yeah. If I had been crit, then it would have changed. It would have been Grimstyle coming in now, and I did have a line for that, but I didn't get crit earlier. So yeah, Absol's dead, and now this should just be Guzzlord for slow knockoff. Well, it sees a slow KO. I believe it's going to be knockoff range. Yeah, it's always knockoff. Yep. So on this, we are going to do the fun thing. Yes, this is the fun Trick Room line. So Gliscopod actually can beat this because Leech Life deals over 50%, and with Guzzlord's huge HP, I know, okay, man, I did this very quick, and I just went over it and wrote that out properly. I know what I'm doing. Because there's so many lines, I'm just getting a bit confused. But Leech Life is going to heal 50% of my HP because Guzzlord has 203 base HP. So I can Leech Life here, take a knockoff on my current range, 94. knockoff is likely to exit me. If it doesn't, we still switch into Gardevoir and it'll be fine because I'll be playing Dragon Claw afterwards. But basically, we can leech life out of crit range and kind of just style on this a little bit. It might trigger exit again, depending on the rolls. It might not. Either way is fine. Crit cannot kill, which is good. Because we're not in trickery, my outspeed. Yeah, all the way up to 221. Knockoff. Puts me down to 112. I get to exit. And now Gardevoir comes in and it clicks Moonblast. It also traces Beast Boost. Unfortunately, there's still Monkadori in the back, so I can't sweep with it. Gardevoir for this fight is Choice Scarf. It's not Mega. So Moonblast just KOs. I get the Beast Boost, but like I said, I'm Choice Locked and Monkadori's still there, so it doesn't actually help me here. A full HP, Gardevoir is not dead to Sludge Wave by 2 HP, so this is going to be Fake Out. Either way, we switch to Blacephalon, and it's fine, no matter what. And the funny thing about Blacephalon is it has 127 base attack. So even though this Monkadori is really specially bulky with this Assault Vest, Shadow Ball doesn't KO with a Life Orb. Shadow Claw does. And even when I'm timid with minus attack nature, Shadow Claw KOs here. And I get the Beast Boost, special attack. So then it's the Grimmsnarl. This is the Mega Grimmsnarl, it's still the Trick Room team. So on base Grimmsnarl, Overheat, without Beast Boost, KOs. That's what I could have done on the other team. On this one, Mega Grimmsnarl, it wouldn't have KO'd. But I just got Beast Boost after KOing with Shadow Claw. So now I just Overheat KO. And if I wanted to be fancy, I could Mind Blown. So let's Mind Blown. It's only probably this. I might be the only time I get to click it. I might get to click it one more fight if I get that fight. But there you go. Sydney done. Glitterpod actually goes really hard on Sydney. Glitterpod was really cool there. I didn't get to do the bug, but that was still good. I mean, I didn't even use Meloetta. Meloetta is like supposed to be one of like your big fighting type is supposed to be really good into Sydney, isn't it? Like, I didn't even need to use Meloetta here. I mean, I guess I had Pangoro for it, but yeah. Right, so I do not want to Pokeball. I do not want to fully heal Galissapod. Or Pangoro. I need Galissapod at 171, between 162 and 171. How much does Citrus Berry heal? 62, which would go to 174. That's too much. Okay, so I'm just going to have to be 162. Okay, it's fine. It still works. It's just, I think it puts me just outside of a double crit range or something, but that's fine. 162 works. So a super potion 60 on this. I don't think I have a super potion. Okay, and then an Oran Berry. Okay, 162. Blacephalon can be fully healed, and I can heal this. Can heal this. And I'll max Elixir just because. Okay. So this is where I kind of need to speed up if I'm going to be doing back-to-backs on stream. The lead is going to be Pangoro here. Let's take all the items away. Okay. Now Pangoro is going to be Choice Band. And we are going to be abusing Choice Lock Bug here. Or kind of abusing it, but also kind of playing around it. I know what the switch-ins are because everything thinks that it has a fast KO or fast 2-hit KO because it doesn't see the priority. We are abusing it a little bit. That's why I've got 3 damage if it comes to it. Glisopod can have a citrus berry, or it needs a citrus berry because it's going to be ejecting twice in this fight. If I get one of the teams, that doesn't show up, one of the teams that ejects twice. Cephalon is choice scarf. Gardevoir now is always mega. Magnezone is an Aguav berry. And Meloetta is Focus Sash. Movesets, Pangoro, I believe you just swap Gunk Shot for Drain Punch. Which might be a TM for you. Pangoro goes pretty hard on this fight, actually. This is like the warm-up. This is the warm-up. This is kind of getting the reps in, making sure I know. This is like the teaser because this is the fun one. This is going to be. I'm probably going to do. This is the fun one, and I'm going to do some serious ones. And I'm going to at some point I've got to burst out in flames. So at some point it's going to be one that's just super risky, and we're just sending it. The Scrappy Pangoro is going to be very cool in this fight. Glisopod, your moves never change. Your item now is Citrus. That's fine. Blacephalon, you need Psychic instead of Shadow Claw. Gardevoir, you need a couple of changes in moves. I don't think you needed. I have Mystical Fire on here, which I think is just a thing from Glacier. And I don't think it changed anything here, but I'm going to put it on just in case. Because I don't actually need Shadow Ball, just in case. Because I did all my baits with Mystical Fire, so just in case that would actually change when the post KOs, it's better to just do that. Psychic. And do I have Moonblast? No, I don't have Moonblast. So I want Hyper Voice, Mystical Fire, Psychic, Encore. Okay. So you're good. You're Trace, yeah. You're fine. You are Sturdy. But your moves stay the same for this one. Yeah. Meloetta is Focus Sash. It's got CC, U-turn. It needs close combat instead of play rough. Okay. No, sorry, it needs Shadow Claw. I don't know why I needed Shadow Claw and knockoff. Maybe I didn't. It doesn't matter. It only does one thing on this fight. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's for the Annihilate actually. It might be for the Annihilate. But it still only does one thing on this fight, and play rough actually would do more to the Annihilate. I don't know. It's fine. I did these plans so fast originally, and then I've just like written them up properly today. And I did go over it as I wrote them up, but some of these things I probably just weren't actually relevant. And in past, I've taken all the moves off, kind of, and started afresh on each fight. This one I just kind of ran through it. So some of these are probably just not even relevant for the fight. But that should be right. Sash, close combat, U-turn, Shadow Claw, knock off. Yeah, your moves always stay the same. You're now Sturdy. Yep. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And I haven't healed or anything, so we're completely fine. Save, so the calc updates. I don't need to import it to the calc first. Okay. Alright, so we've got Pangoro in the lead. Let's go, Phoebe. Let's go. No messing around. Dragapult. Cool. So, before locking into Sucker Punch, there are no bad odds options. So this Dragapult cannot bad odds out, but even if there was, because it has U-turn and I KO either slow KO or only fast KO with a priority move, it would actually think that it can fast pivot out of U-turn. So I would always have been able to KO this. I'm just trying to get Pangoro back in the calc. It disappeared. Yeah, because my KO is going to be a sucker punch. It thinks that it could have U-turned out first. So either way, it doesn't matter what happens here. I can sucker punch KO. And because of this free damage, 267, if it was Gengar sees Focus Blast kill. The ninth roll for Gengar is 268. So I went one below because of that little bug that was found. There should be Gengar's Focus Blast afterwards because of Choice Lock bug. I am Choice Banded into this Sucker Punch. Cool. That's good. Okay. Gengar can bad odds out here now that I'm locked into Sucker Punch. It would go to Drapion. Drapion is what would have been the next post KO anyway. Gengar just comes back in later to die in the same way, so it doesn't change anything if Gengar bad odds out. It's just is this as funny or not? It bad odds out. That's fine. Drapion. So now we're in the same position. We just don't have Gengar KO'd. Drapion, because it calcs with crits on cross poison, is always clicking cross poison here. We switch to Magnezone. And we did go sturdy. Yeah, we did go sturdy. So Magnezone is immune to cross poison. There's no switching that's going to happen here. It thinks that it KOs with it. Oh, well, it sees it's out damaging and there's no switchings in the back anyway. I'm going to let it quick Earthquake and I am sturdy. My berry's going to activate and I'm going to Volt Switch out. Okay, didn't high roll. I get my berry, which is important for later. I was originally citrus and I saw that the 33% is actually better. And after that damage, I get to go into Gardevoir, which as a base form has things that would want to switch into it, but Drapion thinks it KOs. So Drapion is happy to see this, really. I trace Sniper. It doesn't do anything here. I'm going to Mega Evolve straight away. As a Mega, Hyper Voice is a KO, and I outspeed. So I get to little Mega Roast here. Now, Gengar, even though it's still in the back, Gardevoir has so much special defense that Sludge Wave doesn't see a KO. The first thing that sees the KO is Astral Barrage from Calyrex. Yeah. So it comes in for the fast KO here. It's always using the Ghost type move. I have a normal type. Meloetta comes in. Doesn't affect me. I'm focus sashed, so I should just click a side shock here. But yeah, I'm sashed. I also show kill, so it's not going to nasty plot. I'm just going to U-turn out and get taken down to sash. Nothing could bad odds in here on Meloetta. Oh, again, it didn't high roll. I didn't need the sash. But we go into Pangoro. Sucker Punch KOs. And guess who comes back in here? Who still thinks that they have a fast Oko, even though they ran away last time? It's Gengar. And this time, Pangoro 2-hit KOs the two mons in the back and isn't dead in one hit. So even though if I'm locked into Sucker Punch is still keeping those out. So this time Gengar just has to die. Okay. So now they both see 2-hit KOs. They both technically see fast 2-hit KOs, even though I technically fast 2-hit KO them. Because of the bug, it sees that they think that they're outspeeding me. So yeah, it just goes to the first one, which is Pekka Run, and it's going to want to click Malignant Chain. So here, it's always Malignant Chain. I can switch to Magnezone. It's immune. And thanks to the Agwav, this is now always Hidden Power Fire. And it's never Hex, which makes this next switch even safer. It was safe anyway, but it just makes it even safer in case there was anything weird. We go into Gardevoir, and Gardevoir chain kills. Gardevoir takes 16% here. It was dead. If I hadn't figured out I could go Agwav, it could have been Hex. If I lived Hex crit anyway. But Gardevoir Psychic just KOs. and then Annihilate comes in, and Gardevoir just outspeeds and KOs with Hyper Voice. Nobody had used Gardevoir before this E4. Gardevoir actually goes very hard on this E4. There you go. 2 chain kills. Two little chain kills at the end, and both fights so far. Only 2 ones, but very, very simple Phoebe. If you have a Sucker Punch Mon, if you have a normal type, Phoebe is so free. Especially if you can get those like kind of Gengar switch in. Yeah. Okay. Now I do not, and as you can see, Gliscor didn't come into the fight there. So for the next fight, I need Gliscopod. It could be at max 173. I didn't really have a minimum, but it needs to be max 173. So what I can do now is use another Oran Berry, and it's fine. If I was on the other fight, I would have healed. I would have come in and out twice with Citrus Berry, and I would have been able to. I would have still been below this amount that I need for the next one. I do, however, want to be careful with my item here because I haven't changed, I don't think, what I should be holding. Let me just double check this Gliscopod because it needs to be, after this fight, it needs to be a max 217 HP. So if I get a jet, what is 217? Just make sure it's above 75, so it's fine. I just wanted to double check if I could run Citrus in case I went just under. I'm sure I had checked that before, but yeah, this is it's best to be safe because Gliscopod is so important to some of these switches. I think it's the other reason I've been able to do like 6 uniques like this because some of these mons aren't the strongest. Like Magnezone is a bit of a weird one, and like Blacephalon does not take any hits at all ever. So we don't Pokevar, we just heal everything else up to full. And I'll do the 1 Oran Berry on Gliscopod now. And then I can just heal everything else. Okay. And the items don't really change much now, so this should move quicker. Okay. So Pangoro is eject button. It wasn't actually needed in this fight until I went back over lines and realised I didn't have to check HP ranges for Gliscopod. I could just eject with Pangoro on one of the times. And it's Meloetta lead. Meloetta is holding the choice band, which Pangoro just took off. Gliscopod is holding a citrus berry, which it should still have. Yep. Gardevoir, I believe this is the moveset for you. Yep, it's the same, which is helpful. The Cephalon, you need Scorching Sands instead of Psychic. I don't know if it ended up actually being relevant. I don't think it does, but I put it on there like, oh, maybe this prevents bad odds in some way, and I don't think it actually does. I think Mind Blown is always just doing more, so it doesn't matter, but it's fine. And you will be Choice Scarf. Who has my scarf? You do. Okay. Meloetta's moves do change. Magnezone's moves don't change, but your ability does. You go back to Analytic for this. And Meloetta, you need Rock Slide and Return. I definitely did not do the Pomegg Berries yet. There you go. I don't think Return matters either, but I had it on. I put it on here because I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be the strongest move in some situations. But Rock Slide I think ends up being stronger or close combat, so it doesn't actually matter. But we will stick to what is written down because it's what I planned with, so I know that I'm not gonna think I'm smarter than past me and then mess something up. Yeah, close combat, U-turn, Rock Slide, Return, choice band. Citrus Berry, your moves always stay the same. Scarf, those moves. Gardevoir with those moves. Your choice specs now instead of the Agua Berry. Magnezone actually holds choice specs for a few of these fights. Specs Analytics hits really hard. It's very good for Volt Switching if you're bulky like this. And then Pangoro is just an eject button, so its moves don't matter. I will max Elixir, seeing that. I don't think Gliscor actually clicks an attack for the rest of the E4. But its PP is now full. Okay. So we're good. Let me save, and then it's easier to just compare the calc screen to the plan screen. A lot quicker than me going through every move on every mon. Yep. Okay. We're fine. I'll give Pangoro back Gunk Shot now, just while I see it, so that because it's technically on the plan, but Pangoro doesn't come out for anything. So okay. Glacier. Do I have a preference? Well, I have to PP stall a bit on Sun, so that's a bit boring. But there's a cool trace on Sun first before Snow, so yeah, we'll see. I guess it means Gardevoir is pretty key to both of them. To be fair, Gardevoir gets shown off either way, but okay. I don't know how to make mod on this. Oh, I see it. Okay, sure. Make you a standard moderator, not a managing moderator, just a standard moderator. All right, Glacier. What team is it going to be? It's Snow. Okay. So we don't get to. What was going to happen on the Sun team is that Gardevoir was going to switch in on Volcanion Hydro Steam, and I was going to get to Trace Water Absorb and obviously be immune. And then base Gardevoir was going to be able to Encore Volcanion while having Water Absorb and force it out like that. So I was going to be able to Trace Water Absorb and Encore and 4 switches. The ordering doesn't work out the same on the Snow team. I could have done it, obviously. It's still the same way. It's just the baits don't work the same way. So yeah, no PP store. But it was literally only close combat and sucker punch onto the Decidueye, so I think it wasn't like a long one. This one should be a lot cleaner. I've got 2 lines because on turn 2 I can get bad odds, but they're both pretty clean lines. Okay, so if I was against the rock the fire 9 tiles, I would have been able to rock slide KO. Obviously with the snow boost, I would have been able to close combat KO. With the snow boost, I can't close combat KO. So Meloetta is just going to U-turn here and get a bit of chip. And it U-turns into Magnezone. It's just going to take a Moonblast. Now, there's 1 bad odds possible here. Okay, we get the special attack drop. That might mean there's 2. No, it's still just 1. That doesn't matter. The only thing that could matter here, which I haven't accounted for because I was like, nah, this is fiction, is if I now also get the 50-50 for Ice Beam, which might not even be in range of because it might not be the same hits to KO, and then I get Frostbitten. So you're 5-hit KO. You're also a 5-hit KO. So it could click my Ice Beam here, and then if I get Frostbitten, this double up might not KO. So we're going to throw Volt Switch here. So we're fine if it bad odds, and we have a setup if it doesn't. If it bad odds at this point, it's actually safer. Because if it doesn't, it means I have that 50-50 into 1 in 10 for Frostbite. So I kind of prefer it to bad odds here. If it clicks Moonblast again and I get 2 special attack drops, it's fine. But we'll see. Okay, bad odds into Electrify. So we're on the second line. That's absolutely fine. That means I've just dodged some risk. There was also a case where Ninetales stayed in and I crit KO'd there, and I had a third line for that. But they all ended up pretty safe and pretty similar. So what I do here is I just go into Blacephalon. Blacephalon after that Volt Switch, even if I got both special attack drops, Overheat KOs Electivire. Yeah, I haven't actually written that down for some reason. I skipped that on my plan. I skipped the actual killing turn. But it is Blacephalon. And that looks like it did analytic damage, like it should do. That looks like it was more 26 to 31 than 20 to 24, because it should do analytic damage there on the Switch. But I hadn't been able to test if, yeah, this team is a little bit slow actually. Yeah, that's why you need the free switches and stuff. Like I have something on Scarf every time. Meloetta is like the fastest one, but yeah, it's very middle of the pack speed tiers. But Overheat outspeeds and KOs. I am Scarf, so nothing can switch in. I get a Beast Boost, which means I'm only at -1. It's never. I don't think it's actually ever relevant to be -1 after after the overheats. But this is now always Curem if I'm at full HP, and it's always Scale Shot. There were lines before originally where I would take Chip on Blacephalon, and then it could be Fusion Bolt. I've managed to keep it so that it is always Scale Shot from Curem and I have Blacephalon taking multiple KOs, which might tell you what's going to be happening here. Blacephalon is switching into Gardevoir on Scale Shot. And please, thank you. It is Scale Shot. So, Snow turns don't matter. I've got them written down, but they don't ever actually come up. Normal Gardevoir is slow here. Curem thinks it can stay in and with Icicle Spear and KO. If it didn't, if it was afraid that it wasn't winning the 1v1, then it could have switched to Darmanitan. It can't do that because it thinks it wins. But I Mega Evolve and I Encore. I could Oko this. I could Mega Evolve and Hyper Voice here, but I don't want to yet. So I will Encore. Yeah, the Trace Terravolt does nothing, unfortunately. Because on the other team, I had Gardevoir doing Encore with Trace, and then it like Mega Evolve and roast the Reshiram with Encore, like on the outspeed like this. I didn't have the ordering possible on this one. But that Encore is going to force a switch into Darmanitan now that I'm Mega Evolved. It's only Darmanitan. So on that, I switched to Magnezone because I want to bait Earthquake. Alright, just double checking that. Yeah, Flare Bits and EQ kills. The other, it's still a fun one though. There's Trace stuff, right? If it was the other fight, you would have seen Trace Encore, Trace Water Absorb, and then Encore. That's cool. This is always EQ because of the negative secondary effect on Flare Blitz. Pangoro is able to switch in here. I could have eject buttoned with Blacephalon, with a Gliscopod. It's easier to just eject button with Pangoro. It's always dead. It's always safe from crit. And I need this Life Orb chip because then I get to eject into Blacephalon, and Overheat is going to KO. Alright, there you go. Okay, Overheat KOs now, and I'm scarfed. So again, nothing can switch in. It's going to be QRM, Scale Shot. We're going to repeat this a couple of times. Snow Stop there, it doesn't matter. It's still Scale Shot. Gardevoir comes in. At this point, nothing can bad odds in on Gardevoir, so we click Encore again. Speed that up a bit. Okay. We've seen that before. At this point, there's no possible switch-ins. Everything loses the 1v1, so it goes to the back, which means the Bomber Snow comes in and dies. No Mega Bomber Snow for you. Gardevoir takes another KO. And now it has to go to Volcanion for highest damage. There is some fiction here. There is some risk here. So this is always Steam Eruption or Sludge Wave. Steam Eruption crit burn is fine. Sludge Wave, max roll crit or like high roll crit plus poison will KO me. Well, it will stop me from being able to KO this with Gardevoir, and I have to do a yeah. I have to probably steer because I just said, oh, it's fiction, it's not happening. So I haven't actually planned for max roll crit into poison after losing the 50-50. Because we're just going to 2-hit KO here. It was just the easiest thing to do because I can eject with Galissapod if I don't get crit. But I haven't got anything that O-close this anyway, so it doesn't matter. I haven't got anything that safely beats it afterwards. I could be dead to crit on Meloetta or Stephalon's dead to Steam Eruption. I've already done the trace. I've already Mega Evolved, so I can't trace. So we're just sending this. We are sending this Psychic. Steam Eruption, thank you. It does burn, didn't crit. Alright, now Psychic KOs. And now there is no valid switching in the party. Everything in the back, which is Curem and Electivire, both get KO'd. We'll see when Electivire comes in whether I get to chain kill or if I am dead to Mock Punch crit. Ninetales bad odds out, of course. It's not. Wait, I don't know. I was looking at the wrong line. I'm sorry. There was no Electivire. Ninetales comes back and I don't get the chain kill. I got the chain kill on the other one with Curem. Ninetales is clicking Moonblast or Ice Beam. Check ranges. I don't think it matters. I think I'm just going to Magnezone. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I hadn't even gone down to my other line. It was all so similar. Yeah, I just switched to Magnezone. This is like turn 4 of the new snow. I'm sorry. I have it all written down. I have it planned. I'm just not reading it right. I can't read. Leave me alone. I just wanted to get this one done. It was fun. And I haven't even got to do some of the fun stuff. All right? We Volt Switch. We Volt Switch into Meloetta, which puts just about doesn't KO because it never got the thing. Snow should end. Then close combat KOs. And guess what? We do get to chain kill. With no snow up, close combat KOs again. Another little chain kill. I do know what I'm doing. I swear. No Glissapod in this fight again. What is Glissapod doing in this E4? Why am I ejecting with Pangoro? I've got Glissapod right there. Glissapod was going to eject twice on the other fight. The other fight, I was baiting Darmanitan Zen Headbutt for a Glissapod Oko. For Glissapod exit? Whoever baits Zen Headbutt from Darm? Like, that would have been cool. Ugh. I'm just getting the simple fights. And I can't even read my plans. Okay, Cynthia though. Cynthia is the one which has to be fun because she only has one team. So, do not Pokeball. Galissapod needs to be max 217 HP. So I'm going to Potion twice, which will put me to 212, which is absolutely fine. Okay, the rest of them can be healed. There is a little bit of steering that can happen at the end because obviously it's Cynthia, there's bad odds. Blacephalon is obviously the Zamazenta answer. It cannot stop bad odds on everything. There are going to be bad odds here. But we are going to have some tech here. Pangoro is leading. Pangoro is scrappy. I could just Oko the Spiritomb if I want to. Because Pangoro is going to be holding the choice band. But we have other plans. Pangoro could just ruin this Spiritomb's career. And with the set, nothing bad odds in. Gunk Shot, does not let Xerneas skunk bad odds in with the choice band. It is 1 HP above Xerneas on 9th roll. Pangoro somehow is perfect for what I wanted to do. Because you might think, oh, Magnezone, sturdy, Mirror Coat. Yeah, you just get in on Geomancy, you Mirror Coat. No, I'm better than that. I wanted to do something fun. I saw a line and I am running it. So I fought to make this line happen. And it's going to happen. Gliscopod is holding a Figgy Berry. I need to change moves a second on Pangoro. And it might. I know I've mentioned it to a couple of people. It might start. I don't know if anything will click on other people as soon as you see the moves. I doubt it. I really doubt it because it's a weird way of doing this. I want Poltergeist on Blacephalon instead of Mind Blown because Mind Blown doesn't do anything. Poltergeist can actually stop some bad odds because, like I said, Blacephalon for some reason has 127 base attack, so you can actually prevent different bad odds just from having physical ghost moves. Now, I'm going to do Gardevoir last. Magnezone stays the same, except Thunderbolt becomes Hidden Power Ice, which I have already done the IVs for. Does, as Analytic, keep out Garchomp. Whether it sees that for mid-turn, I don't know. I feel like it should, but I don't know. I can't remember if I checked if it does it without Analytic being active, because obviously the calc just shows this, which I'll once I save in a minute, it will show the proper thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Meloetta CC, and it needs dual punch. It needs double punching moves. I want Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. Because Meloetta has been a bit of a passenger so far. It gets to do stuff on this fight. This is actually probably the least Meloetta has ever done on an E4 up to this point. I know it hasn't come to that many, but I'm pretty sure it could have done more. It takes it can take a lot of KOs. It got the one chain kill just now, but yeah, okay. And you're going to be Expert Belt. Expert Belt, Close Combat, U-Turn, Double Punch, yep. Magnezone, Specs Analytic, yep. Blacephalon, yep. Okay. Gardevoir. Have I done items? Yeah. Did I do your item? Yeah. Band, Figgy, Charles. Yeah. Okay. Pangoro. Let's do Pangoro's moves first. Scrappy, Close Combat, and Gunk Shot stay the same. I am going to teach it 2 punching moves. I'm going to teach it Drain Punch, which isn't too relevant. It could have kept it Close Combat. I think it just saves me from like a crit into Spadef drop from Close Combat, changing the bait order. And taking Sucker Punch off means I don't have to worry about Choice Lock bugs. And I'm teaching Fire Punch. For this team that definitely has a Fire Weak Pokemon. We can ignore the fact that Zamazenta is there, because obviously I would not be using Fire Punch on Zamazenta. Now, Gardevoir has to have a very specific moveset. It needs to be Hyper Voice and Encore. It needs to be Focus Blast, which, fairly normal, right? I mean, maybe it keeps out Zamazenta, super effective, but Zamazenta faster because it doesn't keep out Zamazenta, let's be honest. And the fun move that makes this strat work is a relearn move. It is Disarming Voice. Disarming Voice is my key to beating Xerneas. And I can get rid of Psychic. Disarming Voice is the reason Gardevoir is going to beat Xerneas. Just let that sink in. Let your minds wander. This set is going to beat Xerneas. And I do not click Encore on Xerneas. Xerneas is not going to get to move. Gardevoir is going to beat it. I am not doing Mirror Coat stuff. I've not even taught Mirror Coat. I am confident in my planning here. Choice Banded Pangoro, Scrappy, Drain Punch, Fire Punch, Close Combat, Gunk Shot. Yes. Gliscopod, your moves stay the same. You are at 172 HP. Sorry, 212 HP. Yeah, that is right. Okay. Persephone is Scarfed. Again, it has Poltergeist instead of Mind Blown. Everything else is the same. Gardevoir has Focus Blast, Hyper Voice, Disarming Voice, and Encore. And it is Trace. I'm going to PP Max Elixir in a second as well. Magnezone, yeah, Flash Cannon, same moves, Hidden Power, Ice, Analytic. Okay, so let me save and I'll just check this Magnezone calc just to see if Analytic could screw me over here if it doesn't work. Okay, so against normal Garchomp, if I didn't have Analytic, it'd still do 115%. Against the Mega, if I didn't have Analytic, it still does 105%. Yeah, we're fine. Maybe I checked that anyway, just to be safe. I might have checked it. Okay. So was there anything else I needed to do? I feel like there was, PP Maxes. Max Elixir. Max Elixir. I don't need to PP Max, I just need to Max Elixir. Just because I saw Encore had been used, I don't want to lose any, I don't want to get caught in any Encore stuff. Although I'm pretty sure I don't. Pretty sure I'm fine. Okay. Oh, I hope this works. I'm pretty confident it works, but here we go. Sorry for the no Symphony music, like always, because I still haven't bothered to figure out this game sound not being deafening. Okay. Pangoro into Spiritomb. Why do I not want to just KO this? I'm scrappy, I'm immune to Intimidate, I can just hit through this and not care. Why do I not want to do it? Well, Absorb AI. I want to click Fire Punch. And I don't really care if it burns. I don't really want it to burn. I did lines for both ways. But I don't want to KO it. I never KO it with Banded Fire Punch. I take a last chance Sucker Punch, it does jack shit. We're fine. What is going to happen here is because I'm Choice Banded, I'll click it now. I'll click Fire Punch. Nothing can switch in on this first turn before I lock in. Nothing can bad odds in. Click Sucker Punch. I lock into Fire Punch. Now, Absorb AI is guaranteed to activate here because I am choice locked, which means Heatran is switching in 100% of the time because I'm choice locked. If I wasn't choice locked, it'd be 80%. And I think you'd even have a case where Spiritomb could maybe bad odds, so maybe it wouldn't be 100%. I'm assuming Absorb AI overrides this. I haven't thought about that until 2 seconds ago. But this is working. We're in no doubts here. Heatran is coming in. I am switching to Magnezone. Show me Heatran. Let's go! Magnezone against Heatran. Why would I want this? Why would I want Magnezone against Heatran? What does this benefit me? Well, it baits Flamethrower, right? Yeah, sure. It thinks it KOs me with Flamethrower. Okay, it does. I thought it would just be like that anyway. Yeah, okay. So it was always 100% safe here. I kind of assumed that and never really thought into it. And then there was like that, that E4 doubt when you're in the moment. But we're fine. We're basing Flamethrower here. And now I mentioned before on the last fight that I could have had a Water Absorb Trace. But the one I saw first and really wanted to make me bring Gardevoir was I can do this Trace. I can Flash Fire. I can Trace Flash Fire here on Heatran. And here, on this turn, there is no switching that can happen. Because even though I win the 1v1 with Focus Blast, Heatran has a good type matchup, and I don't Oko, so it cannot switch out on this turn. I just traced Flash Fire. I have to not Mega Evolve and click Encore. It will be locked into Flash Fire Flamethrower. Now it wants to switch out. Now, usually, on just a normal Gardevoir set, you'd imagine, oh, it's probably going to go to Zamazenta or something like that, just fast KOs you, right? Now, if you can see the little text on the calc, you might see the Xerneas says midterm Prio 1. And that is only because of the very specific moveset. I had to play around with this moveset to make Xerneas the best defensive check in the party. Because it goes type matchups. Nothing here has a good type matchup except for Heatran, which is already in. Then it goes, before it goes to generic 1v1 checks, which would be the same as kind of like post KO fast kills or whatever. I think that's the generic 1v1 checks first. Which is what you see would be obviously be Zamazenta. It fast Okos me. It's going to. It first goes through defensive checks and it finds the one that lives the most hits. With this moveset, Spiritomb gets 4 hit KO'd. Cramorant gets 4 hit KO'd. Garchomp gets 3 hit KO'd. Zamazenta gets 2 hit KO'd. I originally had, basically I can't use Moonblast. If I use Moonblast, I would hit Xerneas I killed Xerneas too quickly. I originally went no fairy move. I think I had like Hyper Voice and I just had like a random move, but Spiritomb wouldn't get KO'd quick enough. So then I tried Draining Kiss. And I think it still KO'd Xerneas too quickly because of Fairy Aura and multipliers. But with Disarming Voice, my strongest move into Xerneas, while still showing Spiritomb 4-hit KO, is Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice is only ever a 5-hit KO. Xerneas is the best defensive check here. Heatran has to switch out. Xerneas is the best defensive check in the party. It should switch to Xerneas. I am going to Mega Evolve and I am going to Hyper Voice as Xerneas switches in. Fairy Aura makes my damage so much higher now that I'm Mega Evolved and I Pixelate. Hyper Voice does 60% minimum. I could just KO it with a crit and make this even funnier. Xerneas sits on the board, gets outsped, it's below 50%, it can't bad odds out. Xerneas, you just got fucking roasted. Oh, there's the crit. There's the crit. Okay. Have you seen a Xerneas go down like that before? Disarming Voice Gardevoir, the key to KOing Xerneas. That was like the one thing I saw when looking at these E4s and stuff, looking at like what moves I had, what tech I could do, and I was like, wait, what if Gardevoir can trace Heatran? What if I can bait Heatran and roast Xerneas? Because that lets me bring some crappy steel type like Magnezone. If I want to do multiple teams, I don't want really strong steel types that beat Xerneas every single time. Like, yeah, Magnezone could have done it if you had the correct bait and you've run Sturdy and Miracle. Sure. You could do that with any Miracle Mon if that's the line you're going to go for. You could just run Sash and get it on Geomancy. Thank you. There would have been a teaser on the Glacier Sun if I'd had the Volcanion with the Trace Encore. But this Trace Encore was like the highlight one. So now fair enough. I mean this is only the second fight I clicked on Encore, to be fair. But yeah. Now it just goes to the normal switching checks. It's going to be Zamazenta full of fast KO with Behemoth Bash. And I guess we do still have a bit of fun tech here, because Golisopod is what's going to be coming in here. Golisopod does really, really well in Zamazenta. We're going to switch in on Behemoth Bash to Golisopod. Even with this pre-damage, I'm never going to go below 50%. If I get crit, even. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, if people want to go through Trace Encore and stuff, then I think that's cool. But yeah, okay. So I'm at 167. I do like no damage here. Zamazenta does like no damage here. I have physical moves. It wants to set up. We're going to chip it away. We're going to chip it once with liquidation. Okay. So now it's at +2 and Dauntless Shield. Oh, no, it's at +1. It's not relevant. We got the defense shot. Okay, it would still. So now, should set up is still true. I still do no damage. It still doesn't see a KO into me, and it can go up to +4 with Iron Defense. I believe it is. Either way, it's clicking Body Press or it's clicking Iron Defense. I am now switching into Blacephalon because that chip is all I needed to guarantee that overheat KOs. So I didn't need to use Mind Blown for the Zamazenta. Because that chip, even if it had like before the defense drop, +2, it does 11%, 12%. Overheat min is 93%. So I get Blacephalon now in for free. Yep, and it kicks Iron Defense again. Okay. Now, I do fast OCO with overheat, but there, as you will see on the calc, are two options for the bad odds here. I don't. Spiritomb is going to be dependent on how high roll I got on Fire Punch. Garchomp can always bad odds in. As many times as Zamazenta bad odds out, we do not care. We are going to try to click Overheat. Garchomp would be the first one it can go to because of the type matchup. Okay. So we go down to bad odds to Garchomp line. 30%. And this is always clicking Earthquake because it's fully accurate and guaranteed KO. On Earthquake, we switch to Gliscopod. And Gliscopod gets to eject. It does on Gliscopod. It does 54. I need to go down to 123 to eject, be below 50%. So that would only be 44 with my current HP range. If I get crit, it does 97, which would put me down to 70. And I believe that triggers the berry. Yep. Oh no, wait, is it 25% on the berries? Did I mess up? Because it heals 33%, but it doesn't activate till 25%, does it? I might have messed up. If I get crit, I might have messed up. But I don't think Gliscopod ejects again anyway. I think we're fine. Yeah, Gliscopod doesn't eject up again anyway. We're fine. I think this was just to cover stuff. This was to cover like 2 switches or something. I don't remember. But it's fine. This is probably a secondary line or something where I take more damage. I think it was. I think that's what it was. Trying to check if I can see it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it, but it's fine either way. We get the exit. That's what matters. We don't have to exit twice, so we're fine. I'd not dead to crit. It's just I don't get the berry proc, but that's absolutely fine because I need Gliscopod on certain HP for the champ. Okay. So now that it's exited and Garchomp has taken that chip, it's in range of Meloetta Ice Punch. If it didn't have this bad odds line, I was going to have to pivot around on Garchomp later to get some chip onto it, but now it's fine. Yeah, Meloetta comes in and Ice Punch KOs. And it then goes into Zamazenta. We speed tie. Neither of us OCO each other for post KO switching calcs anyway. I barely don't on 9th roll. It doesn't at all without Dauntless Shield, but it thinks it fast to it KOs. Or not. It took the chip. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I made a mistake. It doesn't matter. This is completely fine. But I did make a mistake. I forgot about the chip is going to show at 9th roll. Okay. I have Cramorant coming in on Mellow another time anyway. This is always Air Slash, so we're just going to U-turn into Magnezone. This is what I do on Cramorant, no matter what, pretty much no matter what anyway. and it breaks the sash, which isn't relevant, I don't think. I'm faster, so I just get to U-turn off of it. And it's going to click air slash into Magna Zone. And now it doesn't want to click Roost because it doesn't care. It just looks at the number values, apparently. That's what Max told me earlier. So I actually will KO with this Volt Switch. If I got max roll Surf crit plus the 25%, I might be dead. But I take the KO, so I don't care afterwards. 60, 162, minus 221. Max roll Surf crit into Gulp Missile would KO Magna Zone. I'm not baiting air slash anymore, sorry. But I click Volt Switch here. So regardless of what happens, if Magna Zone faints or whatever, I'm going to end the turn with Meloetta on the board. Okay. Volt Switch KOs. Meloetta comes out. So let me just double check what's going to come in here because Heatran's dead. Zenza thinks it's dead. So it's going to be Spiritomb. Okay. I'm sure I have a line where this happens anyway because I had so many different lines for this. It's actually crazy. Yeah, I do. I have a line for this exact thing. This exact sequence. Yeah, no max roll crit. Sorry. Maybe I'll click Zap Cannon on the champ. It will see Meloetta with Analytic. It won't care. So I guess I got the high roll on Spiritomb. I don't know why it thinks it can go Zamazenta now. I don't care. It's kicking body press. Cynthia, the second half of Cynthia has been a bit scuffed. I'm not sure why it doesn't want to go to Spiritomb because it should be highest damage. It should be highest damage. It should be the only thing that's not O-code. But I don't know. Analytics shouldn't change it. It should just be highest damage Spiritomb. I don't know. Who cares? It's probably something to do with Volt Switch KO in, but we're fine. It's good. Now it is clicking body press. So now we go to Percephalon. If Spiritomb could, in theory, bad odds in, depending on how much damage it took earlier. Poltergeist is 117, which is like the middle roll of Fire Punch, or it's like the middle roll. So we try to click Overheat, it might switch in Spiritomb. It doesn't. We're fine. Now it will go to Spiritomb after this, and it will want to click Sucker Punch because it sees a fast KO. This is what would have happened if I'd been able to KO Zamazenta. I would have been Spiritomb earlier. Does the Gulp defense loss happened on Magna Zone? I don't think it would, but maybe. Maybe it thinks that Meloetta had the defense drop. That could be true. That could be true because then it would think it was fast Okos with the speed tie. Okay, yeah. So Spiritomb is in. It's clicking Sucker Punch. We can just go to Pangoro here. Because it sees like old abilities. It wouldn't surprise me if it sees the old stat changes as well. Actually, maybe I just discovered a new bug or an extension of the old bug, which has probably already been fixed by fixing the old bug. Pangoro. This is the matchup that I wanted originally. We don't have to click Fire Punch anymore. I guess I technically could, and I would force in the Heatran early, which would be actually really funny. But I'd be choice locked and I have to switch again, so it doesn't matter. I kind of want to do it now just to be funny. Because if I force in Heatran, then it actually makes this last bit simpler. It's not complicated anyway, but it would be quite funny. Oh yeah, I took Dark Hole there. I could have slept and just spammed Drain Punch forever. Heatran can't bad odds in. I can Drain Punch KO here if I want to and take a Sucker Punch and I'll heal to full. Or I can Fire Punch, force Heatran in, switch out, KO with Meloetta, and then it just brings me back here. And there's no point in doing that. We're fine. let's just play it normal. We Drain Punch KO. We let Pangoro take this KO that we stole from it earlier to abuse the tech. Heatran is the only thing left in the party. We're back to full. Heatran wants to Will-O-Wisp me here because it doesn't see a KO and it can Will-O-Wisp and burn me. Drain Punch has a roll to KO otherwise. Obviously it hits, so it's going to do 50%. We'll see how much this Drain Punch does. Obviously, it does about 50. Okay, it doesn't even do half, so it's actually got like the lower roll. But I popped the balloon there, which is the important thing. This is now always Flash Cannon because it's same hits to KO, but it can spell drop. It doesn't get the best benefit of potential burn, so it doesn't see that Flamethrower has a good secondary effect. It wouldn't matter anyway. The balloon is popped. It's not clicking Power Gem, so I can go to Blacephalon with no balloon, Scorching Sands KOs, and that is Cynthia done. Yeah, Flash Cannon, like I said. Spell drop, doesn't matter. Scorching Sands KOs. Blacephalon takes another one. There's no chain kill there, though. I'm sorry. I lit the first not chain kill at the end. But we're at champ. In just over an hour. I'll take that. If I'm going to do back to back to back to backs, then I need this kind of speed. So, for champ, what preparation do I need? All I need is Glycopod at max 177 HP. It's going to exit again. Even though there were 2 fights in the middle where it didn't get to exit because I got the potentially easier fight, it is going to get another exit off at the end here. It's full restore. Full restore. Full restore. And yeah, that was a pretty healthy Cynthia still, even though it went a bit wonky at the end. Being able to just KO Xerneas, like manipulate the first few turns to get Xerneas out to die, makes it very, very simple. So even though I missed a couple of bits, I still had so many lines that it just made it fine. Like I had basically everything that happened was still on one of these lines. So even though I was like steering on the line, on like what I expected, it was still something I had planned. So there was never any danger there, other than potentially losing Magnezone, which yeah, it's whatever. Champ fight. Glitterpod 177. So if I just take it to 173, then we are good. Uh, 173. Cool. Okay, and my leads for champ are going to be Meloetta on the left and Blacephalon on the right. Blacephalon is a weak little baby and it baits kills at full HP, which is quite funny. From base Empoleon, both of them, it baits a kill from full HP. So, Meloetta, your moves don't change because you're only clicking one move. But you do want to change your item. You would like this choice band that Pangoro is holding. I think people have seen before that Meloetta is very, very, very strong onto this champ fight. Yeah. Although Meloetta hasn't done that much, the speed tier normal type in is huge for how I like to play for at least. And fighting type obviously just does destroy stuff. This Meloetta is probably one of the until before champ fights probably has one of the like lowest frag counts you would see on a Meloetta. I think most people would give it a bit more. Without forcing it, it would just happen. Cephalon is going to be choice specs, which Magnezone is currently holding. And you want Flamethrower instead of Scorching Sands. Yeah, I think it is probably the easiest one. I mean, Blacephalon I think is pretty easy as well, but you do need a couple of slow pivots. But it does do a lot of damage. And like, the typing does help to get it in on stuff. You just can't switch. You can't really switch into even resisted hits unless it's like maybe some special attacks like this Heatran. But even then, like you can only do that once, otherwise you're risking crits. But yeah, and the fact that you don't actually clean Oko the Zamazenta unless you have that chip onto it also makes it awkward because you obviously can't click Mind Blown more than once because you can't prevent the bad odds. Like you could probably prevent the bad odds into Garchomp, to be fair, if you had Hidden Power Ice. I just didn't bother doing Hidden Power. Maybe I should have, but yeah. That's your moveset. You want Citrus Berry now, which I guess you should have had in the first place. But sorry. Hyper Voice. I am going to give Gardevoir Misty Explosion just to be fun. I don't think I will have to click it. I mean, I'm pretty confident I don't have to click it, but I might click it to be funny. I can have Moonblast. Okay, so I can get rid of this Armin voice now. The goated move, the Xerneas killer, is can be taken off. I'll give it Shadow Ball in case I get out of position on Metagross, is what my plan was, but again, I shouldn't need it. And I will delete Encore for this final fight for Misty Explosion. We won't be Encore in here. We don't have to Encore here. It's okay. Encore has done its job. I should have kept it on there just for the legacy, but yeah. Your moves don't matter. I mean, I have on here Mirror Coat instead of Hidden Power Ice. And I have Sturdy. Oh yeah. No, maybe it does it. Yeah, no, it does matter. I do take a KO of Sturdy Mirror Coat on here. I definitely had ways around it if I lost Magnezone, but I think it's a funny one, so I'm doing it. Sturdy Mirror Coat with Citrus Berry. Again, doesn't. Which is what keeps Suicune on clicking a certain move afterwards, but I probably just sack. So. And then Pangoro, I had a Scarf before while I was adamant so that it could outspeed the Suicune in the end game if it needs to, but now with Brave I don't outspeed. But its moves don't actually matter, to make sure it has Sucker Punch and Wicked Blow again, and it will be fine. I'll give it Knockoff, because then I don't have to worry about leftovers, because it doesn't need Gunk Shot. Oh, I have that on my set anyway. Why am I nicknaming? Oh my god, I am stalling. I am stalling. I apologise. I could just be running in here without changing the moves on these mons, so I don't think they're relevant. Meloetta Blacephalon is going to take half the team, so this isn't relevant. Just no, go AV. Sure. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good here. We can run this. Calc is going to update. I'm going to set up the calc, and then we are going to sprint in there and just take them down. We're just going to skip through all the dialogue, and we are going to take them down. I'm in the right slots. Am I in the right slots? That's the last thing to check. Yes, I am. Let's go. Okay, so, like I said, Blacephalon is currently showing a KO to both of these, even in base form. Meloetta gets to choose who it wants to KO. Obviously, Empoleon's not going to protect because it sees a KO. I can choose here. My choice was the defensive one. Was Empoleon D. And Blacephalon's going to switch out into Gliscopod. Because I'm KOing one of them, I only take one hit on this slot, which is Liquidation. It's going to make Gliscopod emergency exit. I was baiting Liquidation and Scald, but I'm KOing the Scald. So now it's always going to exit me. And Meloetta is going to KO. And the post KO for Meloetta is Metagross. No liquidation. I wish I'd pressed start just to show it, but always takes me under half. Citrus Berry, so I can go back in later if I want to. Blacephalon comes back in. I just had to stall that turn, and now I double KO. Blacephalon just jumps out, jumps back in. Now I can close combat KO the Empoleon. And Choice Specs Flamethrower just about OHKOs this Metagross 100% of the time. It's 101. Flamethrower, Shadow Ball doesn't do it. It has to be Flamethrower. That's a double KO. And on Blacephalon, it's a Beast Boost. Even with AV, this KOs. And I don't have to click overheat. I don't have to drop my drop my special attack. So now here, we're going to lose a mon, and we don't know what one. Dialga only sees. Oh no, I think they both see KOs into both mons, or Dialga only saw KO into Meloetta, I think it might have been, after the close combat drops. It actually doesn't have a move that KOs Persephone. Palkia can KO either of them. It's going to Earth Power or Spatial End into Persephone. I think it was. It doesn't matter what it is. Basically, I'm going to let one mon die, and I'm going to double up into the Dialga. Close combat from Meloetta does like 60% here or 50% here. Flamethrower with the +1 also does like 60%. This is probably like the highest damage from two moves you're going to see onto like back to back that you're going to see onto a Dialga. Yeah, 73% on Flamethrower. Flamethrower could just KO. Close combat does 50%. But we're just going to double up onto the Dialga because then that's right side gone. And we outspeed both of these. And it's just Wallace. It's just Wallace. He gets to choose. Oh my god, I got the crit. I would have KO'd. That's +2. Does he choose the +2 mon, or does he just choose like the -10s per def mon? It goes for Meloetta. That's fine. Okay, here I switch in Magnezone. Magnezone doesn't bait the kill that I thought it was going to bait. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's sturdy. It's not baiting kills. It's clicking thingy onto Persephone here. Damn it. All right. So it's always KO. So my plan's off here. It doesn't matter. I'm 5v2. I stupidly expected it to click fast kill into Magnezone. It doesn't see fast kill. But at least I'm not wasting a turn clicking Miracle here. I was going to switch Persephone out either way, but let's just double check what it is clicking into Persephone. It's always Earth Power. Okay. Which means I can most likely eject with Gliscopod again. 172. I would have to take 49 men. Yep, I can eject with Gliscopod again. Okay, that's fine then. How do we want to do this one? Should we click Zap Cannon for the culture? It's not a bad position. yeah, okay. Go for the haters, yeah. I mean, technically, if I get into Gardevoir, I'm on speed tie territory. Is there anything funny I could do here? No, I don't know. I do kind of want a Zap Cannon because I think it'd be funny. And then I'm not speed tying. We ball! We ball! And we exit. Earth Power. Always exit. I'll go to Gardevoir. Now we ball. Oh, I got the Primal Armor, but I missed! I traced Primal Armor! Huge! I think it does nothing. Yeah, I know. Para would have meant no speed tie. It's still now. It's a 50-50 target. I'm only dead to like max roll crit on Hydro Pump, and it's singles damage Hyper Voice now. Unless I know Magnezone lets itself down. Missed the explosion. I still going to do doubles damage to have a partner. 54%. Ooh. No, here we'll fish. We'll go fishing. It's Miracote. And Gardevoir's going to Mega Evolve, and it's going to attempt to Hyper Voice. We'll see if I win the speed tie. We'll see what happens. It's more damage than Moonblast anyway. We can go fishing with Magnezone. It singles damage for Hyper Voice because it only hits the opponent's side. Hydro Pump. Oh, you're so boring. Oh my god! Oh no! It hit the 2 in 16 high roll crit, and it hit the Hydro Pump. Okay. Right now we might be sweating a little bit. Magnezone, you better lock in. Okay, AV Pangoro is not dead to Hydro Pump. Crit. It's not dead to Hydro Pump, crit. So we can go fishing again. Let's do it. No, we don't lose. No. We have too much for Suicune anyway. Do I have to? Okay. This is 50-50. I am sturdy. So the optimal play here is going to be Volt Switching out, slow Volt Switch. And I can get Blacephalon back in, and after a Wicked Blow, I think Shadow Ball plus Wicked Blow is going to end up KOing. Yeah, Palkia decided to do some styling on me. It's going to hit Magnezone this turn, by the way, though. It's going to do it the turn that I don't try and do something funny. It's going to hit me. I can close combat here. So then if you're alive, are you KO? Are you going after this one? Oh, the wrong one. Oh, we're completely fine. Oh no, it still doesn't even KO me. I'll click Wicked Blow. Optimal play is not that. I told you it was Miracle. I knew it was Miracle. The optimal play was Miracle. It's styling on me. All right, Blacephalon, you're gonna have to come in now. Oh my god, I crit. I'm so lucky. I don't want to Sucker Punch because that's definitely Shadow Ball range, and I'd rather get the Beast Boost. So Palkia goes down. We just click Wicked Blow and do nothing. We get the Beast Boost. If we have to. And this Suicune is so weak, School doesn't even see a KO, even though both the Empoleons did. School doesn't see a KO here. Like, what is this weak thing? So yeah, Shadow Ball's going to do 72%, and Pangoro is going to take the finishing blow, or we'll roll that. We roll that, don't we? So we roll that. I guess it can technically click Calm Mind here because of Pangoro. So I guess we don't click Sucker Punch. If I click Calm Mind, it's fine. It just dies the turn afterwards. But we'll roll this to see if it just ends on this turn. Okay. If I hit the ranges, which is very, very likely, that's dead. And that's the first E4. What did it end up? 2 deaths because I was being silly? Alright, well, Cynthia was fun, wasn't it? The champ was a bit of a mess, but champ, I think, as long as you have like some kind of a plan, I think is generally pretty okay. And I think that kind of shows that you can mess around a little bit as long as you have a couple of good mons into it. It does help as long as you can trade kills on the first couple. I think that's kind of the key to champ. Get ahead, take down one side, and you'll be fine. But yeah, thank you. Well, hopefully now I can stay away. I can go into the mines and plan 4 back to back, because then that's going to be like a 6 hour. It's about an hour and a half. If I can make about 6 hour, maybe 7 hours stream, 4 E4s. We'll do that. If we don't wipe, we'll see if we can do more. We'll try again. And we will keep going with this box until I go out in a burning ball of flames in disgrace. I'll go back and get this screenshot afterwards. But 6 uniques. That's still 6 mons that haven't been champed. And my box didn't have a lot of unique options. So people can do it. There's still more uniques out there that can be champed. Obviously, it might get harder when things like Meloetta and Blacephalon have been champed, because then the restricteds do start to drop off. I think they're still 2 very good ones. Glisopod is obviously broken if you can manage his damage like I was able to for a couple of those fights, even though I didn't exit in two of them. Pangoro was good. Scrappy Pangoro is good. I didn't get to show it, but Scrappy Pangoro, because I was going on against the Gripper, would have just OKO'd it with close combat. If you can get the slow pivot onto it, you just OKO with close combat choice band. So if I'd had that team, Pangoro would have shown off even more. Magnezone is a bit of a bum. Magnezone was kind of carried, but the slow pivots, the volt switch damage was good. But if you don't have a good zone answer, or you're not like guaranteed for that mirror coat play, then you probably do not want to be bringing Magnezone. But yeah, no, the team I think solid enough. What I'm going to do is once this ends, I'm going to make a save. I've got a save state from before the E4, so I'm going to make a save file afterwards, and I'm going to put everything that I champ into one box, and we can have a look at the end to see what's been champed and what the teams were, just by checking the boxes. So yeah, I was trying to click a Pokeball button. It's over here. And I mean, I don't think there's really any spoilers here. This is what I had in a possible. I don't know if it's still exactly what it was. Zeraora was there just because of I got the encounter of it. Some of these indefinite might not be definite. They are all good E4 mons, but yeah, we'll see. I haven't side planned the other ones. I've gone through my whole box. I did like threat checks. I did like calcs for everything and every restricted that I might want to use into the main threats. But I haven't started calcing any other team yet. I wanted to do this one because I wanted to use Gardevoir. I wanted to use the tech on to KO Xerneas, and this team covered bases really quickly just when I was looking at the unique pool. So yeah, that's the first team. Or actually, just say let's not call it T1 because we can have it all in one box. Is E4 champs going to fit? Ah, well, that works. Okay. Until next time, that's me. Done. I think I'm going to try and put them all, because obviously this has 30 mons, doesn't it? So I'm going to try and go through and put Team 2 down here, Team 2, 3 here, and have 5 teams, a full box of champed mons. And then we'll see, can we fill up another box, or can we start to fill up another box at least? Maybe we can hit 6 teams. The box is good. Typhlosion is another clean Zamazenta answer. Jellicent can do it. Chandelure. I've got Xerneas stuff. I've got Metagross. I've got Tinkerton. I've got Revavroom, which potentially does it. Might be risking crits. Scavalier is completely safe. I've got like pivots on Zamazenta and stuff like Basculegion and stuff. Dugong is still there. Dugong can be used whenever. Mega Absol can do stuff. Slowbro 1v1's half the Elite Four. Avalug is there if my steel types run out and I have a way to beat Xerneas. Otherwise, this is still a really good answer into Curem. I think most of these other steel types will beat Curem anyway. But yeah, there's still some stuff here. Zorok is a pretty cool one that I will be using at some point, hopefully. Like Muck's really good into the Calyrex and it's shiny. It's kind of cool. There's still stuff here. There are still things here that can be used. I don't think there's anything this far along. Tauros maybe can be carried because it's a normal type in. Flamigo had some interest in niches because of Scrappy, but I don't think it can prevent the bad odds. It can't even like do the Pangoro stuff at the start because it doesn't prevent bad odds onto Xerneas, I think. Poliwrath is Water Absorb, maybe it can come. Barbaracle gets Mighty Cleave and Excel Rock, maybe, if I get really stretch. Like Cradilli can probably be impossible because it's not Storm Drain. This is apparently an E4 mon. It's not. Oh, Palafin should have been impossible, but like there is still stuff here, and there's always restricted to cover gaps. So I think I can go at least 6. I think the next aim is do a 4 E4 stream. We'll fill out this box, and then we'll see if anything else is possible. But that's going to be a while off now. Probably going to chill for the rest of the evening. I can maybe have another look at calcs tomorrow and get another one set up. So yeah, Murkrow, funnily enough, is kind of heat because it gets pranks the haze. um, it does get pranks the haze, but I don't think it can live anything on Xerneas. But the Honchkrow is also I kept it as a Murkrow because of I guess like pranks the Quash for like champ fight and stuff for doubles, and I ended up using Murkrow as my slow pivot for Swanna to sweep rock. um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what else can come out of here. These were the only deaths. That's not actually a death. I just got a shiny one. Um, maybe Gyarados would have come to an E4, but I don't. I'm not the biggest Gyarados fan for E4. I don't think Water Flying does that much. So I think we're fine. I think the box is good enough. And yeah, we'll send it next time. Probably, I don't know, might be around Christmas, New Year, maybe. Hopefully not that long. This one was only actually started calculating it 2 days ago properly after I got all the teams together, so should move quicker. Yeah, Garrett might be a loss. It might have been the one that would have come. I'm sure there's a couple of mega stuff that you can do and like bait stuff. But I'll survive without that one. Okay, I am ending. We'll see more E4s from other people soon. Hopefully, I think there's one later, isn't there? Is Metal doing one later? I think, but Matt's should be soon. So maybe that's the next 6 uniques. We'll see. But see ya.